So in this video, I want to take a look at some different car crashes and give more of an insight as how independent and insurance adjusters determine liability and who is at fault for an accident, and just some things that you should look out for when you're involved in a car accident. So if you like these type of videos, leave a comment and leave a like on the video. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so with this first clip here, you can clearly see that this silver car blows through the intersection, blows through either a red light or whatever is going on here, and they clearly hit that white truck, and they push that white truck into this gold sedan here. So the thing to note about this accident is clearly that silver car is 100% at fault for the accident. It clearly blew through the stop sign or blew through the red light and hit that white van or hit that white truck, push that white truck into this gold, looks like a gold Lexus here. So the silver car is going to be at 100% F. The thing to note about this accident is the white van or the white truck and the gold sedan, they are going to want to make sure that that silver car has enough limits underneath their property damage coverage to be able to cover both of the damages to their vehicles. So you're going to have some driver's side damage to this gold car. You're going to have some passenger side fender, front fender damage to the white car, and you're going to want to make sure that there's enough property damage limits from that silver car to be able to cover everybody's damages for the accident. If not, you're going to have to take that driver to small claims court to be able to get your damages paid for. I feel so bad for whoever's driving this expensive new car that they have right here. They clearly don't know how to drive it, and they are just trying to get up this hill. Looks like they don't even know what a parking brake is, but they just plow through their neighbor's car and whoever's car that is on the street. So the thing to note about this accident is, of course, that silver car is 100% at fault. It hit two parked cars. Nothing else you can really determine from that. The thing about it is though, they're going to be responsible for, looks like, their neighbor's black Jeep or black SUV's damages. That blue car on the street, they're also going to be responsible for their damages. So like the example before, they're going to need to make sure that they have enough property damage limits on their insurance policy to be able to cover the damages for both of those vehicles. More than likely they were. Those look like there's some minor damages there. But there's also possibly going to be some property damage from the lawn or from that wall where they jumped the curb or they jumped the wall and hit that blue car. So they have to make sure that there's enough property damage coverage limit for all three of those particular pieces of property that they damaged. If not, they could be taken to small claims court and they'll have to come out of pocket for any of that money. So go ahead and get your obligatory police officer jokes out of the way, but they are responsible for hitting that black car. The thing to note about this accident is that the police officers could be held not liable for this accident due to the fact that when police officers and certain other city and government vehicles are responding to an incident or trying to do their job, they have what's called immunity, or what will protect them from owing and being liable for any accidents that they cause on their way to do their public and civic duty. So with this particular accident, depending on where these police officers were going, they possibly could just not be held liable for that black car's damages.
Got it on camera.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What is wrong with people?
Yes, indeed. What is wrong with people where they think they can just drive down the road when it's completely icy and just go the normal speed? This honestly happens a lot to people. And of course, this isn't in America, but yes, stupid people.
I live here, this happens every year. There's been about 3 accidents already today.
And even in America, this happens a lot where there's icy roads and people just think they can fly down the street at
Got it on
normal
camera.
speed. But again, with this particular accident, you have to also think about the property damage limits that are going to come into play for this particular car. And it's a good thing that they got this car on film because this technically is a hit and run. So if they can track down this particular driver and that driver has insurance, you'd have to make sure that the driver has enough property damage limits to cover at least those 4 cars or those 4 pieces of property that we saw them hit. Now, if you can't determine who that driver that car is, and if it's just a straight up hit and run type of an accident, if this was in America, it would depend on which state that you're in and how each state handles your uninsured motorist property damage claims. In some states, you have to know who the driver is and you have to know that they do not have insurance in order to claim an uninsured motorist property damage claim on your policy. Having an uninsured motorist property damage claim filed, it would save you from your deductible and will be basically charged as a uninsured motorist claim or just a hit and run. But in some states, you have to know who the driver is and you have to know that they don't have insurance. Otherwise, they won't let you file a hit and run claim on your insurance policy. Alright, so for this incident, it may look like they were even shooting a movie or some sort of stunt commercial or something here. And of course, this, looks like a Lambo or something. It hits that particular wall, it hits a couple of more street signs on the property, and the property damage coverage of that Lambo is going to have to cover that wall, and it's going to also have to cover that street sign. But if they're shooting a commercial here, or if they're shooting a movie, the production budget may have insurance coverage for those particular 2 damages to the property. So the wall, or the owners of the wall and the owners of that street sign usually are the city and maybe that apartment complex or maybe even the city. They'll be able to file a claim with that particular production set's insurance, or if not, then whoever owns the Lambo, if this is just these guys playing around in the streets, they'll be able to file that claim on that Lamborghini's insurance policy. Alright, so this is an interesting one. It's going to have a lot of different layers and complexities to this claim. So as this white car comes, hits that street pole, knocks the street pole down, damages also those power lines. Luckily, it doesn't look like anybody got hurt here, and it doesn't look like that street pole hit any other cars. But if the power on this block goes out due to this car hitting that pole and knocking down those power lines, there could be some business interruption coverage or business interruption claims that are filed. And of course, the owners, usually the city, is going to be the owners of that power line and that power pole, and they're going to file a claim against that driver's property damage coverage and their liability coverage to be able to get that pole taken care of and get it put back up. But if there's any particular businesses on that block that is required or that's using the power due to that power pole, and those power lines, there could be a business interruption claim that is filed due to the negligence of that white car there. Alright, so my man is getting fired not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times here, because as he is dragging that white car, he is hit 4 different parked cars on the side of the road. And the thing to know about this accident is, even if that was your car being towed away because it was damaged in an accident, or if it was being towed away because it got repoed, given that your car is now in the care, custody, and control of that tow truck driver, they are responsible for the damage that it not only does to your vehicle, but also to the damage that it does to the other vehicles that they damage because of your car. So this tow truck driver is responsible for those 4 cars that he hit on the side of the road, and you wouldn't be responsible for that. It looks like this tow truck driver is pulling the vehicle away, or hauling this vehicle away, because it was damaged in an accident. So with that, you as that vehicle owner are leaving your vehicle in the care, custody, and control of that tow truck driver, and they have a duty to be able to make sure that they not only cause any damage while they have your car, but also not cause any further damage to your car as well. So of course this little silver car here is 100% at fault for the accident. I don't even know what that silver car was looking or trying to do. It looks like it possibly just lost control of the vehicle, and it caused that oil tanker to flip over the guardrail and fall down into that ravine, into that swamp. So to start off, the bodily injury coverage from that silver car will take care of any damages and injuries sustained from the driver of that oil tanker. The property damage limits for that silver car are probably gonna run out. Reason being is because not only do you have the damage to that 18-wheeler, you also have the damage to any of that fuel. You have the damage to the guardrail and the street. So the city or the county or the government is going to file an insurance claim against that silver car's insurance policy. Judging from the way that truck fell, they're probably gonna reach the limits with this particular claim, because that truck is gonna sustain a lot of damage. It might even probably be totaled out. You're gonna have the fuel that truck was carrying, which whoever owns the fuel or whoever was contracting the fuel is gonna want to file a claim against their policy as well. And hopefully that 18-wheeler didn't fall down and hit any other vehicles, because now that silver car's insurance would have to take care of the injuries and the property damage that was sustained to any of the other vehicles. So it's a pretty high chance that silver car's limits are gonna be reached. I just hope they have really, really high limits. But with this accident, I just hope everybody's okay. There was a lot of damage, and I don't know what that silver car was doing, but I just hope everybody's alright from this one. So those are all the clips for this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you can maybe figure out and understand more about what independent insurance adjusters look for when they're looking at claims and trying to determine liability. If you found this video informative, share it with someone who can use the information, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for allowing the Insurance Quotient to keep you informed.